for a while you were making records you're just making music for yourself.
10 years.
You were just gigging.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide, well, we need to get this down on a record? Like, we need to release this.
Well, we started, like, our manager who manages us now, he picked us up when we were like 18 years old. I'm 24 now. And he's kind of just looked after us and just known that at some point we'd be ready to make a record that was quite special. And we'd never really been in that position until August of last year, and we got wined and dined by a lot of major labels and it didn't happen, and you get your heart broken and that kind of thing. I think the 1975 was just when we decided that if we were going to do this, we were just going to do it our own way. We were going to create our own world. We weren't even going to be like a band. We just wanted to be an entity that produced art in whatever form it was. And for us, it seemed to be visuals and music. And that album, you know, there's a common misconception that our EPs preceded our album, but that's not what happened at all. We wrote our album way before any of those EPs came out. Then we took lead tracks off it and wrote EPs around it to give people an idea of what was to come. Our albums, it's the soundtrack to our formative years, you know. It's not really a question of whether this band's like an honest expression of who we are. It's the only expression we have. It's the only thing we've ever done. Like, being in this band since we were 15 is in a really small town. This is it.
Yeah.
This is what we do. It's our best friends. It's our girlfriends. It's everything. We've always been the kind of epicenter of our own universe, and I think that's provided us with a lot of conviction, because we've never had to really pander to anything else apart from what we think. So if people are liking our band, we don't really have to worry about like the hype or anything, because it's kind of like, well, if you like that, we can do that. We were doing that for us anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of a no pressure.
It's an interesting way to look at it, though, is a lot of people are making music for other people and hoping they like it. You guys seem to be making music because you like to make music.
Yeah, well, it's a pursuit of excellence amongst 4 individuals for no reason apart from making music. Music is what gets us excited. Like, if I don't dance or cry or not know how I feel, we can't finish a song, you know, because there's no point otherwise. We're not making records for... It's an odd idea for us to make a record with an agenda. I don't know how you would do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. A song has never come about through any kind of contrived process of trying to write. It's always just happened naturally. I think we find ourselves in this kind of perpetual cycle of creativity because our musical vocabulary and our social vocabulary is one and the same, because we're kind of this... We don't like being perceived as individuals. And I think that's partly why everything's in black and white and everything's quite detached from reality, because narratively and lyrically it's quite personal. I think we find a lot of solace in not being too exposed as humans, because no one likes being judged, right?
That's true. It's interesting you bring up the black and white thing too, because the neighborhood, we just had them here for Edgefest, and one of their requirements was all the pictures that were taken of them by press need to be in black and white.
Yeah.
And I was kind of trying to put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, I get, okay, that's kind of an interesting kind of visual motif, but it's not so often that you see a band that is that, these days, that is at least an indie rock, that is so in tune and in focus with, this is how we want to be.
Yeah.
This is our style. And this is a motif that we want to go across the board, not just with our sound.
That's the reason that we're on tour with them.
And you guys had some other interesting tour offers out there too.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Rihanna, Arctic Monkeys, Fall Out Boy, loads of them, loads of amazing ones. But we booked this show and our fans are coming to see us here, you know, so that's more important to us than anything, that we actually have fans. It'd be great to go and play with like the biggest pop stars in the world, but there's time for that, you know. This is a really special time in our lives and we wouldn't want to kind of jeopardize that at all. The thing with the neighborhood, the reason that we're on tour together is because there's no other bands that parallel what we're doing. Like yesterday we just spent like everything, from the fact we turned up and they've got a DJ on before them, that's what we have in the UK, and the way we all dress and all of our visuals, and we're the same band but from the UK. We're very different musically, but visually in the way that with things we want to achieve, and none of us, we were both speaking like yesterday, I think the reason that we don't really listen to many bands, I don't listen to many bands, Jesse from the neighborhood doesn't listen to any bands, so I think it's kind of nice that we get to come out here and just kind of, because that's the way we just like to be entities that are producing whatever we want. We're not like an indie rock band. We're not. I don't know, but they're a cool bunch of guys, and they look sharp. They look really fly.
Yeah. So this is your first time playing at Trees, and we just broke this news to you a couple of minutes ago. This is the place where Kurt Cobain got into a fight.
Exactly.
So you guys have heard that story.
We've heard that story. Yeah. It's funny because in London, similar thing nearly happened the other week at our show, but it didn't quite kick off in such a way.
Yeah.
But I managed to calm them down. But that's cool, man. Like, obviously, we're massive fans of Nirvana, and I've seen that video, and I was kind of like you say, you get interested in what happened, and you watch all the kind of people's opinions of what's going on.
Yes, all the conspiracy
theories and stuff. But yeah, man, that's made me even more excited to play tonight. But it's a sold out show in Dallas, and we've never even been here, so you don't need much more to be excited about. You know?
It's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for talking with us. I appreciate you taking the time out.
No worries, anytime.